Hey, so welcome to another edition of That's Dota. We're doing some more of our friends' games on the Diet side this time. They're the first to ban. I'm Peter, and I'm joined by Mike.
Hello. Yeah. Captain's mode game, so we get the full draft.
Alright, first up, Viper, then a Lifestealer. Those totally make sense.
Yeah, very quick fire bans coming out from the Radiant.
No one
They knew
likes
what
to
they
play
wanted.
against Lifestealer anymore. It's just...
Yeah, actually, you rarely see him now, especially in these captain's mode games. Always gets banned out at some point, seemingly.
Yeah, especially at our level, it's just... He's an easy hero to play, and he's a real pain once he gets rolling.
And really independent, so you can have these roaming supports that are very fashionable right now, because he can just lane on his own, doesn't even mind.
Yeah, and Viper's much the same. He's very simple to play, and he can be very, very effective and snowball early and mid.
Yeah, haven't actually seen the Secret Lads ban out Viper first, and Darkseid's followed up, okay. I wonder if that means they've got plans for the offlane. They have got Ingi here. I know Bassoon really respects Ingi's lone druid.
They could be trying to run that. I haven't seen that in a while. Okay, OD banned out mid, I think those are kind of the two really popular mid heroes at the moment, an OD and a Viper.
Yeah, and that opens up the kind of mid heroes that you can run without it being too much of a problem. Quap is a bit safer now with OD banned out. Puck's a bit safer. Sorry, with Viper banned out, and Puck's a bit safer now with OD banned out. So.
Yeah, you can get a TA. Okay, Death Prophet. That's probably going to be run down their mid, I would assume.
Yeah, I think that's a Larendor hero as well.
Okay.
So we'll have to see what this turns into. Bassoon has been enjoying the Shadow Shaman lately, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see that come out.
That would tie in really nicely. You've got the really good push from the Exorcism. You throw in Shadow Shaman's wards, and then away you go. That's some nice early towers.
10 seconds remaining.
This does give quite a lot away as the first pick, though, so... Ooh, okay.
Rubik's a really bold first pick.
Yeah. I mean, Ghosts are an easy steal, and they're a good steal.
But then, now the Dire team can just sit there and go, okay, well, we know there's a Rubik. We will be really careful. We're not going to take anything that's going to be too easy to steal. They probably won't pick up a Lich.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder...
I mean,
might mean that they've got someone who likes to play Rubik on this team.
It's certainly a statement.
Yeah, I wonder really what the odds were of him getting picked or banned, though. I mean, it's an odd one to secure with this first phase, where you could be grabbing really strong heroes like the Timbersaw or the Lich, like you say. I wonder whether the Darkseer ban made them worry that the Dire were looking for some team fight and they wanted to be in control of this team fight, and the Rubik's a kind of preemptive barrier against that, but I think that's a long shot. I imagine they've got a guy who just really likes that hero. Followed up by Jakira, so double support pick.
That's makings of a really nice tri-lane. TK into Ice Path. That can get you some pretty quick kills.
I'm going to secretly hope this is a Rubik mid, because Death Prophet's quite a passive mid hero, not really much of a worry until she gets her 6, so Rubik could have quite a tasty mid lane here.
That's true, yeah. Get a 6 up early.
But as you say, this could be a really nice tri lane as well.
That Lina is a bold pick with Rubik on the field. I mean, she tends to use that Laguna Blade at the end of her combo, so if you're not using that on Rubik, that's a pretty simple steal, especially with,
10 seconds remaining.
It's hard to miss that spell coming out.
Yeah, and right now, currently there are just no bad steals for Rubik here. You've got 2 AoE damages, 1 stun, which is extremely easy to steal. Like you say, Laguna Blade is also an easy steal as well. And even the silence can be pretty good, especially when you're against casters like this. So, yeah.
Yeah, if
you and I, big fans of the Rubik, so I'm just in full Rubik mode already. I don't even care what the rest of the picks are.
Yeah, it's kind of looking like it is going to be an all-you-can-steal buffet for Rubik, though.
Yes.
I feel bad for cheering on, the team playing against our secret lot, so...
No, I'm not even cheering the team. The rest of the team, I hope they feed. Just this Rubik guy. Let's go full Ags. Oh, carry ban's coming out now. Anti-Mage for the Dire, Faceless Void for the Radiant, and then back for a Jug ban again for the Dire. Jug's an interesting one. Not as hard as the Anti-Mage, but
Yeah,
provides a bit more pushing power.
I've seen a lot of Jug in the offlane, which I think is really nice. You know, he's super survivable. Faceless is a good shout, I guess. He's, for our level of play, he's a really, really difficult hero to play against just because of that chrono. There isn't a lot that you can do about it.
It feels like the Dire are having some trouble reading the draft here from the Radiant, and that's understandable because they're really not giving too much away here. Whereas this Death Prophet pick, I think, to me, this is leaning towards a push strat. So, yeah, the Gyro. So, in terms of carries, if you want a carry, you can also push. Luna, maybe, but definitely the Gyro with the flat cannon.
Yeah, but the Radiant, it's really hard to read them at all just because that Rubik could be in the mid or it could just be support. You know, they could be running a 2-on-2, they could be running a tri-lane, they could have Rubik in the mid. It's really...
We've seen some bold offlane Rubiks if he gets the right matchup. I mean...
Yeah, so they could be doing literally anything at this point. While they are missing out on the opportunity to pick up some of the tastier, bigger heroes, it does kind of leave them a lot vaguer and more able to sort of flex about a bit.
Yeah, I mean, right now, they've got their supports, they've got their lockdown. Now we need to see some tank and some damage. Okay. Still a little bit squishy. TK into Arrow is quite a nice setup.
It is, and plus it's always nice having that Moonlight Shadow as an ult. There we go, as you predicted, that's probably an off-lane Lone Druid.
So, yeah, okay. Potentially against Mirana on the offlane, which is absolutely fine because you can't arrow them both at once. And this can be a scary push because, you know, once that bear gets Demolish up a few levels in that and the Death Prophet with Exorcism, these towers can melt as long as they're given an opportunity to. I think the thing in the Dire's favour at the moment for this draft is that Mirana takes, if it is a farming Mirana, it takes a while to come online and she needs a lot of items.
5 seconds remaining.
But I would be very surprised if this is their main carry here. This will be the semi, maybe. I mean, do you run this offlane? Whoa.
Okay, so that's...
Time now for the Dire team to choose.
I don't know what they're doing with this. Have I credited this team with too much intelligence at this point?
Well, you've got two options with when you're against a push lineup, right? Either you take it late or you take it early. And Ursa, we know what he likes.
Radiant team ban.
I mean, I think the thing that when you look at this lineup, level 1, you've got Ice Path, TK, Arrow, and then Fury Swipes. This is a very scary First Blood level 1 team. And if they get momentum, you know, they can really pressure these lanes. Sven coming out for Dire, so at least they're going to have some tank on their other lane as well.
And it's a really nice, reliable stun. You stick that Stormhammer into any of Lena's abilities.
Yeah, perfect setup for the Light Strike array.
Dire team ban.
I like this next ban. Rubik and Jakiro are just food for this hero. And obviously Sven's going to provide push with the War Cry as well. So yeah, it's not a full in your face pushing lineup. There's no crazy Pugner. They haven't got the Jug or anything like that, but some really strong kind of early to mid game push once they get those level 6s and 7s.
Yeah, they could maybe bring out a Leshrac as well, but that's probably... You really would be relying on the Sven for that reliable stun. You want something else a little bit more reliable than having both the Light Strike and the Split Earth.
I'm wondering at the moment if Larendor is going... I don't think Larendor is going to go mid. I think maybe Gus goes mid, that would make it a Striker Death Prophet. That can't be right. I'm just wondering what Striker's hero is going to be. He has played the Sven in the past, but that's also a Jaffa Cake hero, Novelty Bobble.
Yeah, I reckon that is a Jaffa Sven.
So I'll be interested to see what their last pick is. Like you say, I like the Leshrac idea. Maybe I'd almost go Abaddon here with the amount of disables on the Radiant. It doesn't offer you much in terms of push, but it's a good protection hero. They're going to ban out the Razor here. It feels like they're not entirely sure what
It's
this
a bit
lane composition is going to be, and it is a bit
scattershot.
vague. Yeah.
A Razor would have been one of the last things I would have expected to come out.
I mean, do you think we are actually staring at 2 dual lanes here with a mid yet to be
10 seconds.
picked?
No, I'm sorry, 8 seconds.
I'm trying to work out what this Ursa just confuses me so much.
Seconds remaining.
I don't know what they are intending to do,
Reserve time.
unless they're going to try and throw the Ursa into the jungle.
Could be, yeah. But that would put maybe the Rubik mid, I'd say Mirana on the offlane, and then Jakiro to go with whatever their last pick is. I kind of hope they... I'm not sure about Ursa. I mean, you see her so rarely. I don't really know. Does Ursa do better in the jungle than in lane? I know they often do go to jungle.
Can do the jungle. Ursa, I just have no idea where he fits into a lineup
5
these days.
seconds remaining.
Well, the Radiant are running out of time to work out themselves.
Oh, there's a puck mid.
Okay.
Dire team pick.
Well, this is a team full of lockdown, but Puck a little bit greedier than the rest of their picks, and I'm certainly concerned. There's a big gap in their mid game, I feel.
And there's a disruptor.
Ooh. Okay, this is what you want. I like this. This
Striker.
Ursa, Puck, they rely on getting it. Ooh. Right, I've crashed, so I'll just be reloading.
Okay.
Well, you start up the game, I guess.
Just waiting for the last hero to be picked. Iggy on the Lone Druid taking his sweet time. We're going to have Bassoon on the Disruptor, which is a hero I've not seen him play in quite some time, but it was always a particular favourite of his.
Absolute signature hero for Bassoon. He knows this hero inside out. If there's any hero that he knows, it's this one.
Also, he has a gem on his
Let's do this.
hammer that currently doesn't have anything on it, but hopefully this game will. It counts the number of enemies he's glimpsed back to the fountain.
Okay, from TP's in, I assume.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So we've got that to look forward to. He does love doing that.
So right now there's a lot of scary early game team fight, but the danger is that if Mirana gets too involved in these early engagements and doesn't manage to get enough kills, she's really going to suffer, because if she's not getting kills, she's not farming either, and she needs to do one or the other.
Okay, well on the Radiant side, we've got Fikira on the Rubik going down to the safe, along with the Ursa being played by Manny.
Steady now. 30 seconds until we
Going
are
up
tested by combat.
into the hard lane, we've got Methadope on the Mirana. The Jakiro still almost looking like he might be going down to the safe lane, maybe a tri-lane with that Ursa. And then Puck being played by Fog going to the mid. Are you back in?
I am definitely back in, and let's introduce the Dire team as well before we go on. So left to right, on the Sven is Gusty Striker, or Gus as you might know him if you've seen any of our other casts.
Now.
On the Lone Druid, it could only be Ingi on the offlane. Disruptor will be being played by Captain Bassoon. Backing
Left to
them up
right,
on the
this has
top
gone.
lane.
Strategic maneuvers.
Oh, okay, you're
I
going.
do.
Only time
On
will
the top,
tell if
yeah,
they're
on the
any
top.
good.
This
Right.
is a bad idea. Novelty Bobble on the Lena. And finally Larendor midding on the Death Prophet. Yeah, apologies for that.
If I knew you were going by the top, I would have adjusted accordingly.
Okay, so we've got the Mirana offlane.
We've got Mirana trying to wrap around early. I'm not quite sure what she's intended to do here.
Yeah,
She's been caught out. That pounce.
Oh, that's unfortunate. LSA's off the mark.
And first blood is
But
drawn.
the Stormham was there to pick it up fine. That was really unlucky with the pounce, just not quite getting her the distance she needed. But I'm
And
not-
I just already the Dire feel in control of this game, not just on top lane, but look at bot lane. They've already blocked off the pull camp. Ingi is in complete control of this lane, and they might try a wrap around here. But he knows they're there. And I feel like they've just not made the most of their draft, Peter. I feel like Mirana skilling up leap first, going off lane. She's going to need to get a lot of farm out of this lane in order to make this pay off.
I just really don't know what Mirana was intending to do there.
Yeah, she definitely took a very dangerous route back to lane. She wanted to take the shortest way back, I think, and just that leap just mistimed a little bit. Really unfortunate.
Yeah, she had to go early because otherwise, that Stormhammer was going to come out and catch her, but we'll have to see. It's still early days yet.
Ingi's bear. Looks like Ingi's actually had a bit of control trouble. The bear was AFK in lane for a while.
He managed to save it though. Won't need to resummon quite yet, but he does have it available if he needs it. I think he's sending it back to Fountain to heal up. That's going to slow down his farm quite a bit. He's only sitting on one last hit now as well, with the Ursa farming quite quickly.
Yeah, the Ursa doing okay in lane, but again, you're up against a Sven, a Lone Druid, and a Death Prophet. I feel like you want to make the most of your early game impact, and well, passive Mirana, passive Ursa. Support's not getting the pulls off.
With how far ahead this Ursa is, I'm just waiting. For this Mirana is, I'm just waiting for her to go down again. Just being harassed out of lane by this Disruptor, almost dying to him.
Oh boy, forced to pop the salve. Oh, arrow
Retaliates
flies.
with the arrow, but only hits a creep.
Very close.
Alright, the bear's back on bottom lane now, hopefully. Lone Druid looking to get his farm going. But as you can see, like that Mirana being totally forced out of lane, she hasn't been able to get really any experience.
And look at this, completely prepared. Bassoon with the sentry wards. He's de-warded that pull camp, and with any luck, if he doesn't body block it, yeah, already spawned out.
You've got the Sven out-leveling the Mirana, in addition to the Lina out-leveling the Mirana. This is a tri-lane versus a solo. Goes in again, manages to disjoint the Stormhammer with that pounce.
Already looking really bad in terms of the laning phase. Of course, the question is, can the Dire press their advantage? But they still need a little bit before their push comes online. Larendor's going to want the 6. Lone Druid, I think, at least 7 or 8 before he considers pushing in. We know Ingi likes to go Radiance. He doesn't like to do the super early push. But just everything feels like it's going the Dire's way so far.
They're going in on Mirana again. Just enough to force her out of lane. Not quite gonna kill.
Ooh, very close.
Oh, that's the wrong way to road.
Off.
Yeah, that was
buddy.
the wrong way to go. I think she should have just kept running down the lane. Probably could have gotten away.
Yeah, this is. I think they need to do something about this. The supports are doing nothing at bot lane. They de-warded Ingi's observers, meaning he doesn't know when they're coming in, but he's just playing so safe, scouting with the bear, and they'd be better off in the other lane, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, they're sitting on level 1, level 2. Sure, that TK's nice, sure, that Ice Path is nice. But they're not achieving anything by just waiting.
Yeah, and, I mean, if they get the Ice Path on Ingi, they're probably going to get that kill. The TK, and then Ursa's going to come in with the Stomp. But if Ingi plays it safe, what he's doing is he's tying up these two supports. They're getting no farm, they're getting no levels, they're not roaming and ganking other lanes. And mid's a wash, top is being won fairly heavily. Ingi's quite happy to just fall a little behind for the first few minutes.
Yeah, and he knows they're there. Like, there's obviously no chance they're going to be anywhere else. They're just going to be waiting for him to push forward, so he can play as cautious as he wants. Just send the bear forward and farm for him. Although, having said that, the Ursa is last sitting very well. I'm just not sure how much of an impact he will have.
Yeah, 1900 gold and nothing bought, so I'm wondering whether he's going straight blink. Nope, buys the phase outright. Okay. Yeah, I did toy with the idea of maybe he was going for a Midas for a minute there, but oh, and look at this. They place the sentry ward and it gets rid of one of the observers but not the other one. And that means that pull will continue to be blocked for another minute. Ingi just in control of this lane. Not CSing very well, but he doesn't need to.
Yeah. He knows how well the top lane's going. He doesn't need to play risky at all. He can just be cautious, not die. That's Sven. I would bank on it against Ursa any day of the week. Manages to get a root on the Jakiro. Maybe even gets a kill here. That Ice Path comes out though.
I think I'm getting some graphical glitches here. Looks like he walked right through that, but yeah, very close for that Jakiro. They do finally get the D-ward off at the pull camp. Of course, the 6 minute spawn's blocked, so they're not going to get that for
at that point. They would have been better off just waiting it because it was due to just die off fairly soon.
Yeah, not even worth the 50 gold that they got.
Rubik being very, very aggressive.
Dear. This is very bad.
Follow
They do
with
get a
the ice
TK,
bar.
but incredibly low from Ursa's coming in. Needs to get out now. Make sure he doesn't get zoned out here. Okay, just these supports playing. They are fast and loose on this bot lane and getting nothing in return.
Yep, Mirana's trying to contest this top lane as well. Getting very good at disjointing those storm hammers, but not much help.
He is 3 levels ahead of Rubik.
Maybe gonna die now? Yep, does get taken out by that TK, combined with that Ursa.
Well, they're going to need more where that came from, but that'll do for now. Jakura getting the last hit, so not ideal, but he's going to get fast boots maybe. Upgrade the courier, hopefully. It's something. It's not the tri-lane that they wanted, but...
That Puck over in mid lane is doing very well, out CSing the Death Prophet quite well. Not in terms of just last hits, but certainly with the amount of denies she's getting. So I hope she will be soon looking to come gank those lanes. You know, with a little bit of help. She wouldn't be able to turn around the top lane. I think that's kind of a lost cause, but definitely keep getting kills on the lone druid.
Yeah, she's looking at a 13-minute blink, I'd say, at this rate, which is absolutely respectable, and that's when lanes like bot lane become a bit more problematic, because if you get a good initiation with the puck and Disruptor's not around to glimpse people back, then Rubik and Jakura don't have a problem just waltzing in and following up. Right now, though, Ingi's relatively safe.
I think really it just really brings into question why they chose this lineup, because a puck isn't going to be able to turn around a tri-lane, you know, going up against a tri-lane like that Mirana as she dies again to a well-timed glimpse by
Beautiful
Bassoon.
glimpse.
And if that tri-lane down bottom can't kill Lone Druid, I can't see a puck helping that much. So for the mid-game, puck's not got much to do. Sure, the Dream Core's going to be nice late game for initiation. It's not really how a puck wants to be played.
Yeah, they have removed Ingi's vision, and it doesn't look like the support's at top of any inclination to rotate down and refresh it. So at the moment, he is forcing to be played a little bit more safe, but doesn't really feel like this is punishing their lineup too much. Larendor's doing absolutely fine at mid, dodges an arrow. He's got phase and bottle up, leveling nicely, level 8 already. Pretty much equal with the puck, and well, as you say, I think in this lineup, Death Prophet, you don't mind them being equal, because Death Prophet's going to bring much more to this lineup than puck is. But I'm surprised they went with this laning lineup. It felt like Mirana could be an aggressive roamer. The same with Ursa. They don't win a farming war, I feel. It doesn't benefit them to just CS and lane against this team. And
Yeah.
I'm surprised they picked these kind of heroes if they wanted to play this kind of Dota.
They get out-carried so hard by the Lone Druid, and you know, an Ursa against the Sven. Again, the Sven every time.
Ursa almost has Vlad's up and the phase boot, so after that, probably going to look for a Roshan, and actually Bassoon's going to check it out right now. Very suspicious, notices Ursa missing in lane.
They've got that ward watching, and they know that... actually, no, that's a Radiant ward, so there is no ward over...
There's actually no dire vision on the entire map right now. This is one of the strengths of Radiant's play so far, is that they have vision everywhere, and that's allowing them to make rotations like the one they have to the top lane now. Puck up here without the Blink Dagger, Rubik hanging around as well.
Puck getting close to that Blink Dagger, but she really does need it. They're de-warding as well, so...
So Puck's going to pop the haste rune now, pick up the double damage, and if they go in at top,
or just dance
this
around
could be
it.
messy. Yeah, just using up those bottle charges. This could be quite messy now if they go in with a double damage rune.
Radiant's middle tower is under siege.
Even without that Blink Dagger, the Illusory Orb initiation is really strong.
Arrow on Luna. She's going to get right click down. Lena, rather. Can they get the initiation here, though? Puck's hasted and he hasn't dropped the Dream Call yet.
Yeah,
Kinetic Field.
Puck just waited too long. She needed to go in and catch that Sven before he could get behind the tower.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't orb across the tree line there, because the Dire weren't reacting to that D-ward. They hadn't moved back behind the tower at that point. They have now, and they're going to dodge that arrow nicely. Feels like maybe the opportunity's been wasted. They are going to push up this lane, maybe try and put some damage on the tower.
But now they've got 4 heroes up there. I don't fancy their chances.
Yeah, this is not looking so good for them now.
Especially with that Lena almost sitting on that Laguna Blade. She just needs a little... Yeah, there it is. Of course, we've got a Vlad's up on Ursa. Maybe he should be using this opportunity where 4 of them are distracted to go in and quickly sneak a Roshan attempt in.
And what's the point? What is Jakira doing down here? Because he's not helping them. Oh, Ursa's been rooted. He's just man fighting the bear. I don't know what they're planning down here.
Jakira's maybe just waiting around for a pull to continue Ursa's farm. Yep.
And really, if they want to pressure this top, he needs to be up there as well, because he's not going to be of much use here. Pulling the lane equilibrium back is alright, but it's already at the tower. It's going to push back anyway.
They're just being so passive for a lineup that should be more aggressive. There's an arrow coming out. Nowhere near any of them.
And meanwhile, Larendor notices everyone's top, everyone's bot, mid lane's empty. Well, let's just push down this tower. I'm Death Prophet. Forces the puck to come back down. No TPs on them anyway, so they couldn't rotate fast enough. Yeah, not great coming out from the Rifts Radiant team.
As we look at the net... Oh, puck goes in on Larendor. Doesn't use the Dream Coil or anything. Nothing to follow up. Just forces her out of lane.
I really feel they need to get 6 up on this Rubik, because right now he's just a very flashy disable, and that's it.
Yeah, as we're looking at
top
the
lane.
Net worth as well, you can see that the Ursa and the Pucker, they're farming well, out-farming anything on the Dire team, but I can't see to what end. They will eventually, that will drop off. I mean, the Lone Druid has had quite a bad start, but he will start to pick up farm now, especially as they're starting to leave him alone in lane, as the Ursa wants to start looking to roam a bit more.
Yeah, and he's also almost got his Hand of Midas if he wants it. And yeah, it's a 13-minute Midas. It's not a shabby Midas by any stretch of the imagination. And if you leave him alone, this is only going to get worse. Whiffs the Ice Path. Oh no, he does actually catch him out top lane, but no follow-up.
There's not much they can do. Jakira's not going to dive onto the tower. Just... Oh, over at mid lane. Puck goes in, picks up the Larendor on the Death
calling
Prophet.
the silence hit. That's going to be a death. That's okay, that's going to be Puck's Blink Dagger. I am graphical glitches all over the place today.
Do you want to try restarting?
Let's reconnect, see if that works.
It looks like they're going after Dire's middle tower.
So he doesn't need to push lanes yet, but Death Prophet 6, she's ready. Sven's quite happy to continue farming. Oh, he will get lifted. TK, is there going to be follow-up?
There isn't.
On an arrow
Just
call down.
Again,
Yeah,
that
he's
Rubik's still really low. Like, the Mirana's only level 8. There's not a lot they can do. You know, especially if you look at Mirana's items, she's got a couple of pairs of slippers for the cat and a pair of boots for herself.
Puck, 2.4k gold, hasn't bought the Blink Dagger. If Puck dies now, she'll actually drop below Blink Gold, I think.
I just
First tower of the game goes to Larendor the mid.
don't know why she hasn't. What could she be saving?
Yeah, this is odd.
Especially if we're
imagine
going
any
to start
reason.
diving now.
Yeah, this is dangerous. They could have used the Blink Initiation here anyway.
Got Larendor coming up, dragging ghosts.
Yeah, fresh from the mid tower.
You don't want to be fighting underneath while the ghosts are up, but they are down now.
So farming towards a Shadow Blade now. Almost got it.
This won't be pretty. They've reached Dire's
Still
top
no
tower.
sense that he's really going to do anything with it. And oh, top tower does go down, but soon tries to get the deny.
But they
In the
do pick
meantime-
up. They managed to just sneakily grab.
Yeah, the puck is going to go down.
That
Sounded like a
Mirana
glimpse happened,
playing
they didn't-
very fast and loose. I don't know why she was so far forward and hanging around. Look, it's
Crypt
like
Swarm's off cooldown.
Yep.
Beautiful from the Larendor.
Let me acquaint you with your own demand.
Well, they do get the tower out of it. They get the last hit as well. Bassoon attempts to deny it, but doesn't manage it. But in exchange, they lose the puck and the Mirana as well. Puck now sitting on 2.8k gold. So unless this is a very fast hex stick, which I'm not really sure what the purpose of that would be.
And surely you'd
I-
start building the individual components.
Yeah, got enough of the Mystic Staff. I'm hoping that when she spawns, she'll pick up the Blink. Ursa now has the Shadow Blade, but I feel like pretty soon this is going to turn into a 5-man for the Dire. At that point, the Shadow Blade doesn't really mean anything.
Nope. You can see that the Dire team was trying to wrest map control back into their favour as well. They dewarded the top rune spot.
Yep, and they deny the regen rune at the bot to the Puck, who's had pretty good rune control so far this game.
And they're trying to keep their eye on the Roche pit as well, so as soon as that Ursa looks to try and pick up a sneaky Roche, they'll be there.
Ursa did scout out an arrow for Mirana there at the bot lane. It ended up missing almost. It was a nice idea, didn't quite pull off there. And look at this, they're 4-manning up, they're ready to push these lanes down at bot.
Glimpse comes out on the Ursa, manages to just get out of the battle dome.
Oh, they've already got dust form, completely prepared for the Shadow Blade. He saw him building towards it and they brought the dust down.
A little bit optimistic with the Laguna Blade. But
He doesn't realise he's dusted.
Still manages to... Doesn't matter, he's tanky enough to take them all down.
Oh, Arrow also finishes off Disruptor. Gus is very low, Mirana's going to pick him off as well. Jakira running off to the left, leap into the side shot.
Oh, they need that route.
Go down here. Or finishes it off. He just dodges the ice wall. That was almost a team wipe.
That fight went very, very well. Way better than I was expecting for them.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I think Ursa did a lot of damage early on. They thought they could focus him down, but there was just too much going on, and that unexpected Mirana arrow, max level, did a lot of damage, took out the Disruptor instantly, and without their supports they also lost the source of control, I think. And yeah, they don't want to take too many fights like that, Peter, because right now gold is in the Radiant's favour, and with that fight XP tipped into their favour as well.
It's not a lot in their favour. You know, it's still a very tight game. Of course, I mean, some of... actually, no, the recall on towers. So if they start pushing well, that's not...
I guess the point is that being relatively equal when you've got drafts like this doesn't favour the Radiant. It favours the Dire, it favours the Lone Druid, the Sven. And let's face it, Disrupt a good late game support. Whereas Jakiro, I think, tails off a little bit. Rubik's alright late game, but I mean, he's only just reached level 6 and 7, so I haven't even seen a steal from him yet, I don't think.
Yeah, Ingy's starting to accelerate his farm. He's got enough for a relic now, so hopefully we'll be seeing that come up soon as he builds towards that Radiant.
Yeah, interesting to see him skip the Midas. I guess he just feels he wants to come online a little bit faster.
Oh, over in mid lane, Lena gets picked up way too far forward against all three of them.
Yeah, Puck actually had an invis.
And Ursa going in for the Roche. Currently they got dewarded, so they've no vision of this whatsoever.
Yeah.
They are close by, but I don't think they're aware of it. Content to try and take down Puck, who does pick up a tower at the same time.
Yeah, so Puck loses most of the tower gold, but still doing okay. 2k gold up on that, plus the blink. Actually not too far off a Hextech if Puck wants it, but Aegis will go the way of Ursa, and he's, by the looks of it, just going to go straight back to lane. So they're beginning to be down a little bit on towers, and I'm surprised that I haven't seen Larendor activate that exorcism and just try and split push a little bit against Ingy's push on the bot lane. But I guess that last fight, team fight, probably shook them a little bit. They don't feel exactly confident taking these fights now.
Larendor picking up a Yule's. I guess that's really just to disrupt that Ursa a little bit. Stop him from building up those Fury swipes.
Yeah, it's also good if Puck comes in, Silence or Dream Coil, the Yule's is going to get rid of that and take you out of the fight while that's still causing you a problem, and it just makes him go super fast. Look at that, 500 movement speed when he pops the phase. Like you said, Relic now up on the bear, so that bear is punches a little bit harder, and not far off the Radiance now.
Which they really desperately need to start getting up and start trying to push.
Yeah, and the build Rubik's gone for at the moment, he's only got 1 point in the null field. Jakira's got 900 health, Rubik's got 900 health.
Bear goes down on bottom lane, but they do look like they're going to grab Mirana just in that static field.
They're chasing down, they want to see if they can catch the Rubik. Larendor is so fast, Yule's
The
up so they
Yules.
can catch. Absolutely brilliant. Have they got the follow-up? Laguna Blade comes in.
Oh, narrowly misses with
A
the...
little bit off the mark. Oh, Larendor with the Crypt Swarm snipe at max range.
Ursa Shallow Blades back in though to grab those supports.
Yeah, absolutely
and
smashes the
turn
spores to
and
pieces.
routes them.
Radiant's top tower has been attacked.
Or Ingi, if he can root one of these now, they might get something off, but he's been ice pathed up. Not good. He's going to go down as well. Another pretty average engagement. They're going to get a T1 off the back of this as well.
Bottom tower is under
Problem is, the Dire team just, they get a couple kills and then they just try to push an engagement too far and just don't seem to know how to deal with that Ursa appearing in the middle of them.
Yeah, I feel like their strength right now lies in this pushing, and they're focusing a little bit too much on these team fights when really they can just apply pressure to these towers and force the Radiant to react.
Yeah, they should be trying to snap up a couple kills, apply some pressure, and then go thank you very much and pull back, and not keep trying to push in all the time. Rubik steals God Strength. It's always a bit fun to see him with that. Not
Absolutely
much
hilarious.
use.
No, not much at all, but it is one of the funniest spells.
Oh, perfectly
Oh.
timed stun there, straight into that
Yep.
static storm.
Great use of the skills by Disruptor, just no chance for Puck to escape. Mirana will pop the Moonlight Shadow, no vision to find this Jakiro, so they pull back.
BKB
That's-
coming out on Ursa, that's going to be pretty brutal in these mid-game fights.
Yeah, close up and personal, Ingi's Bear and Sven are eventually going to be
Looking to
more
come
than
in on the
matched.
bottom lane again.
Dire's top tower.
Oh, I don't think they've seen this. TK up on Striker. He's going
He's
to
going in on him, that's
They're all here. He doesn't see the Ursa.
the most blatant of baits.
Oh, Fury swipes just absolutely destroying the Soon on the Disruptor.
Oh, I feel awful for just seeing them fall for that.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Top lane though, Mirana goes down to the Laguna Blade. Almost gets Ingi. Looks like she got a cheeky arrow, but Larendor and Novelty Bobble coming in to save the day. So Ingi is he's going to be protected for a little bit longer. But this Radiance has been delayed more, and we're getting to this point where once you hit the 30-minute mark, the Radiance becomes more of an issue.
Dire's bottom tower is under siege.
It's becoming quite a late Radiance.
At the
It's
very least.
the effect starts to drop off a little bit. It's still nice to have in those fights.
I think anywhere up to 30 minutes seems fine. I think there's a quote from Bulldog about getting it at the 28-minute mark, and at that point you can still say, let's go take fights. In terms of item builds, no mech.
I wonder if this
coming
Ursa
out
is going to get
from-
caught out here. He's jungling the Dire Ancients. He has been
Oh, they see
spotted.
him there. Do they have vision? The kinetic field misses. Dust just clips him, but
Dust has got him, and he's been glimpsed
look
back
at
in.
The glimpse back. They've got him now. I think Stormhammer comes out. Light Striker right off the mark.
A little bit too late
All
to
the
catch him
needs
in that
coming out.
static storm.
Just a couple more right clicks. Anything will do at this point.
Oh,
Crypt
misses
Swarm
with the Creep
misses.
Swarm.
Do they have
And-
another glimpse? Ice Path on 4. Beautiful Ice Path from Rich.
They take a consolation prize.
Oh,
Grab
maybe
the
they-
Jakiro.
oh, they do. Okay. I thought they were going to get out then. Beautiful arrow from Mirana, stunning the bear.
They needed that Stormhammer a little bit earlier, just to make sure that that Ursa stayed in the static field. Park coming in, looking to maybe initiate on them. I think that's a bit ballsy.
Yeah, I think he wanted to try and scout out.
Blicks
an
in
arrow
and
there.
grabs, goes for the Lena. Oh, that root.
Rooted. Silenced up. This Mirana ult not going to save her.
That was a
Yeah.
very lucky root for that Lena.
Throwing away her life a few times, but yes, Lena thanking her lucky stars that Ingi. Oh, arrow out. It hits the bear, fortunately, not Ingi. Might get the bear off the back of this, but backup's coming in. I think Mirana, the ult's down. Even if she gets the bear, she might pay with her life here. Kinetic Field locks down Rubik. He's going to be in trouble.
Manages to pounce the safety this time.
Freeze, freeze,
Oh,
freeze.
denied. Yule's up on Mirana. I think they've got her. Leap silenced. Bit
But
over-
Ursa, sitting in the middle, gonna grab Ingi.
Oh, pops the BKB. All of this magic damage just doing nothing to him, but the ghost's piercing through it. 850 gold going to Larendor, so that's a big kill. This Ursa has not been taken down in some time.
That's the first time they've been able to really shut him down.
And this is big for Larendor. He's got a Vit booster already, and now 3,000 gold. Ooh. Yule's up on Jakiro. Lena's going to turn around. silence up on both supports here. Lena's going to go down to right clicks. Jakira's going to go down to right clicks. The question is, what's going to happen now? Fog wants to chase down Larendon the Death Prophet. Not
You do
sure
have the
he's gonna
Disruptor
make it.
coming in. Yeah, I think the Puck quite wisely decided to move off. I have to say, I think that Yules on the Jakiro is a little greedy. I would have preferred to see him bring out a mech, especially with how reliant they are with that Ursa of just going toe-to-toe with people.
Yeah, do you mean the Yules on Larendor or the 4-staff on Jakiro?
Oh, sorry, yeah, the 4-staff on Jakiro. I think that's a little greedy. I think you want
Yeah.
that mech to go, just to keep that Ursa alive a little bit longer.
And the Mirana. I mean, Mirana, 9 armor and 900 HP, not particularly tanky here. And instead, Rubik went for a drums and Jakiro went for a 4-staff. Bit odd. I don't know whether you saw in all chat there, but it seemed like Ursa's Aegis actually expired during that team fight. He was expecting to come back, and that is some unfortunate timing.
Well, that's why you've got to really make sure you keep an eye on those times.
It's going to be relatively slow Roche respawn, another minute and a half away.
Oh, that's ridiculously cocky by Gus on that Sven.
I have to say that was a perfect play from the Puck. Phase shifts the Stormhammer and then Rubik instantly steals it. Really nice 1-2 punch.
I'm amazed he managed to survive that. That's just really a bit of a wasted ultimate there, but some clutch play from Bassoon there to save his life.
Yeah. Supports on both teams. Some great work in the last
Well, there you go.
minutes.
Exactly on 28 minutes, out comes the Radiance on the Lone Druid.
Bulldog approved. This is acceptable timing. And Bulldog, the way he puts it is, when the Radiance comes online, you instantly look for a team fight. Like, right now, you know, this is the earliest you've got your Radiance in this game. You just go fight immediately.
We've got a couple invisible heroes popping around mid. Invisible Jakiro looking to maybe get a nice path off on that Lone Druid.
Very speculative arrow coming out there from Mirana.
Oh,
And
the
I think
God's
about this-
Stormhammer comes out, grabs the Disruptor, but not enough to follow up, though far too under the tower.
Yeah, a fantastic spell for Rubik to have, especially with the TK and with a Puck around as well, but they need pickoffs, and currently this is a 4 or 5 man team they're against.
Yeah, with that Radiance up, that Lone Druid is going to start to accelerate his farm quite nicely.
Yeah, and I feel like they can just 5-man now if they want to. And I don't think there's much the Radiant can do to stop them.
Yeah, if we look at the
Especially with the
experience
BKB.
graph, it's still edging in the way of the Radiant, but only just by under 1,000 XP. It'll just pop to just slightly over. And for gold as well, it's in the Radiant's favour, but I really can see that disappearing quite soon once the Dire team start pushing, once they start accelerating the Lone Druid's farm.
They're diving under the T2 at top here for Larendor. Ice Path will catch him out, but is there follow-up from Mirana? They need the TK here. They do get it.
Lena comes in,
Larendor's going to drop down. LSA off the mark.
whiffs the LSA.
Bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
But while that's happening, they do manage to trade for a tier 1. But that
Yeah,
tier 2 is going to go down.
I wonder if they keep pushing here.
Top tower falls right
TP on cooldown on Bassoon. Sven has got a TP available, so's Ingi, but they've pulled off at top. Recouping, waiting for the creep wave. And this is the advantage of the Dire heroes. They don't need this creep wave as much to push because this bear's doing most of the heavy lifting, whereas no Desolator on Mirana, they don't really have the damage to take down these towers.
Although the bear gets pulled off from the tower, that really well should have been just trying to get as much damage, trying to sneak this tier 2 out before they TP down.
Oh, TPing in, this is going to be an instant glimpse back, surely. Oh, but he Shadow Blades instantly. A huge glimpse.
But the
He's not
BKB
gone.
cancels it.
Ah, nice. Very nice from Ursa. Puck's coming in as well now. Is he going to follow it up with the... Nope. So they want to chase down here. I like this pickup from Mirana. She's grabbed a Maelstrom. I think this is really cost efficient, going to produce a lot more damage for her as well.
I mean, I really
And
like
also a
seeing
great
Maelstrom
pushing
and building into Mjolnirs on heroes. I think it's a really underrated item.
Yeah, and received a buff in the patch as well, so even better. Oh, Ingi. Careful, buddy.
He's seen that Jakiro.
Oh, actually, I think they were scouting out Roche instead, so double damage on Ursa. This Roshan.
That's going to just melt.
Not his day. Yep.
Of course, we've got the Reaver up on Ursa as well. I assume he's going to maybe build into a heart.
Yeah, and that's also what Larendor's building into as well. Not going for the Bloodstone as I thought.
It's just in. Radiant slays Roshan. Details unnecessary.
Yeah, I think that's a solid pickup. Bloodstone on Death Prophet I don't like too much. I think just trying to keep her around a little bit longer, keep that exorcism going.
I'd like to see Refresher come out on Death Prophet.
LSA goes a little bit early on the puck.
Hex on Gus.
Just narrowly manages to survive the
last right
Laguna,
click.
but gets picked up by the right clicks. Great Stormhammer.
onto, Look at the cleave. And now
That
the
static
Ghost.
field
This is
surely
gonna
going to finish them
be
both
ready to
off.
Get out right now.
Jakiro manages to just slink away with Moonlight Shadow.
Look at the damage coming out from these ghosts. And Ursa, I think he dies again here.
Yeah,
Kinetic
with
field
the
set
kinetic
up.
field up.
No way to get out. Do they have any vision though? Perfect stun on him, but they don't see him. Very lucky. Bit of a misplay. Bassoon, he had Dust of Appearance. It was off cooldown.
Just got to use those items. You've got to make sure you pick them up. Jakiro on very low health, really far forward.
Oh boy. A core between a rock and a line of creeps. I don't know what his plan is here.
If only they had some
Maybe-
vision over on this, they would have been able to see him.
Yeah, I think he's going to get out alive here. In the meantime, I think they're going to push down mid.
Yeah, Jakiro
Ursa
slinks
not
away,
far off the heart.
grabbing a TP, tail between his two heads.
So Mirana, Maelstrom and Yasha, I guess we see the Manta after this now. Still no heart up on Ursa. Puck with the Hex, I don't know what she's going to go for now. Maybe a Shiva's here. Ooh, kinetic
Bassoon,
field and the
4
disruptor.
staffs forward to get that kinetic field up. That root on the puck, securing the kill.
Ooh.
Well, I think that bear a little bit of trouble here.
I'm afraid Radiant's middle tower is under
Oh, Larendor, how is that ult off cooldown already? Melting the tower.
With the heart up as well. You can just sit there for days, sitting on just around 2,500
They're
health.
backing off, but they don't need to. I think they want to push back top, bot maybe, but they're kind of wasted the Larendor ult there, the Death Prophet. These ghosts did pretty much nothing.
Managed to pick up on the Jakiro, kind of Battle of Hastings style. They looked like they were retreating. Got him to charge down the hill.
Similarly, Ursa pulls off from top lane without a visible rotation up there. No TPs or anything. He just backs off and... Okay, now they're up here, but it seems like he wasted a bit of time there, so...
It looks like he ran to a secret shop to go and finish off his heart. He's got the recipe on the courier. Tranquil's finally coming out, finishing some boots on the lone druid.
Yeah, and he's got phase up on the bear as well, so... He's kind of got a really nice foundation. He'll start looking towards, I'm guessing an AC, I think.
Okay, I was going to ask, what do you think he goes for next?
Yeah, I think this is the classic build, although I'm not sure what Ingi particularly likes to do.
They've
in a
grabbed
game
the
like this-
Mirana on mid with the Stormhammer and the Yules. Runs directly into that danger zone.
Leap out, Glimpse,
Glimpse
back
comes
in.
back in. Okay, Ursa's just runs straight in.
Yeah, I think they need the Lone Druid in order to deal with this. BKB's been popped. He knows if he takes down Ingi, he wins this fight. No Larendor ult available. It's going to be up in a couple of seconds.
But he retreats under Moonlight Shadow.
Yeah, wisely getting out there, I think.
But that Sven just melts. He's sitting on not very much, just some basic items, Blades of Attack, a broadsword, a BKB and a Mask of Madness. He's got very little going on.
Yeah, he's had a really rough game. I like the early BKB pickup from him, but I'm not sure about Mask of Madness in this game, with Ursa putting out so much burst damage. And
Yeah, you can have all the
especially
magic
because-
immunity in the world, but that Ursa heads anyway.
Right, and for all the problems that we had with Ursa's play in the early game, the fact is these Shadowblade initiations have been on the point, because he's waited for the team fight to start and then he's appeared in the middle of them, and often it seems like this just caused so much chaos, they just didn't know what was going on and he got 3 kills.
Dire's middle tower.
Another tower actually goes to Ursa, already at 2k gold, having just finished the heart.
Where does he go next?
Um, it's a good question. Maybe you look at Basha building into an abyssal, maybe.
Yeah, that if Sven ever gets up and running, that abyssal will just cut him down to size.
Puck looking in very far. Waning Rift comes out. Looks like Lena's going to drop as well. Sven going one-on-one with Ursa, but he loses that fight easily. The Ghosts are going to chase out Rubik, but
I think
really
Lone Druid must have
it's
got
the
picked
Ursa
up with a
they
long-range
need.
arrow.
He needs a route to save his life. He won't find it. Can Larendor take him down on his own? You bet he can't. Ursa
Manages to
eating a
yours
lot of
himself for a little
damage
bit.
from
Oh, that
this.
arrow comes in with a perfect stun.
Oh, if he's not careful, Ursa almost went down there.
That heart's a
was
really
very
strong
close.
pickup. As long as there's someone else doing damage as well, Ursa really can't fight under those ghosts.
They've made a beeline for Radiant's
I feel like it's Ghost Scepter o'clock for the Dire. This is getting ridiculous now.
It really does depend on whether they can defend
bottom
these racks. Our heroes up very soon. They're probably going to lose at least a tower. Although
Yeah,
they do.
Def-
Oh no,
Def-
they don't
they're
have
holding on
Fortify.
to a Perseverance here, so it looks like she's going Heart then Bloodstone, but after that team fight, how can you not get Ghost Scepters against this team?
Glimpse is back in. Looks like they'll pick up the Mirana at least.
Absolutely perfect play from Bassoon. But there's no response to this Ursa right now. They need halberds, they need Ghost Scepters. He is now the enemy number one.
Yep.
Mirana melts, Puck is just throwing his life away most of the time, and these supports aren't really doing much without their carries to back them up. It's
I mean, in
Ursa
that
that's the
last
problem.
fight, Puck, yes, he did throw his life away, but he set up a bunch of kills on those supports, got the really squishy heroes out of the way, caught them in the macro par coming out from the Jakiro.
He did, but I feel like they've got their answers to Puck already. The real problem is that, I mean, what do they do to this Ursa? And I can't really see them developing any answers anytime soon. Bassoon has got the mech up now, 4-staff as well. 4-staff's not too bad for kiting Ursa, but the dude's pretty fast right now.
Yep, and he's sitting on a lot of gold. I don't know where he goes next. Is he just going to try and buy another BKB? So it's running out. Does get the Basher, so it does look like he might be going for an Abyssal.
Yeah, I think this is the smart choice. He doesn't actually worry so much about Sven now, but having that guaranteed stun, especially against the bear in the late game, I think that's going to come in handy for him. In the meantime, Sven has completed a Chrysalis now, which is quite a nice pickup, unless the Ursa's there.
Yeah, it's great if he's fighting anyone but Ursa, but against Ursa he really just needs some more tank, especially because I figure he's going to be popping that Mask of Madness really soon in fights, which just gives him that little bit of extra damage he's going to take. I think it's 20%? No, an extra 30% damage, so that Ursa will
Yeah.
just rip through him extra fast.
On top of Fury Swipes, which is a massive problem.
Yeah, I think that early Mask, was a really weird pickup against an Ursa.
Right now, Larendor's ult is the thing that melts Ursa the fastest, but they're feeling a bit split up in fights, or a huge fight going to break out now. Static Storm and the Kinetic Field, this is going to be the death of the Mirana. Puck drops
Yep.
the coil, but not really doing much. And here come the Ghosts. What are they going to do with this? They're going to get the Rubik, they want to chase after the Puck as well. Where's Ursa?
Ursa pushing top lane.
Pushing down top lane, oh dear. They're going to get 3 heroes, maybe 4 out of this, but can they react enough? 1 TP comes in, this is Disruptor. 2 TPs come in, the Sven as well.
Manages to get the tower. The
Yeah, okay.
Fortify
I
just
think
coming
he's
slightly
actually
too late.
All the tier 2s still up for the Radiant against a Lone Druid and a Death Prophet. This is pretty impressive defense from the Radiant, and it's what we were talking about. They've been applying pressure, and the Dire have been responding to that, I think.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing pressure being applied, but it's not from the side we were expecting given the lineups.
Yeah, absolutely not. It just felt like the Dire had completely outdrafted them here, but
Just really strong play from that Ursa.
Manta now Almirana. She's still a little while off being a real danger. I think maybe a Chrysalis pickup now after the Wraith band. Because Ursa's now sufficient of a distraction that she can put out as much crits as she can handle.
Yeah, with that... Oh, look at him hunting on top lane. There's Larendor and Bassoon.
Oh, if he gets caught out here though... Oh, he's got backup coming in now with the Rubik. This Rubik building towards Ags again. Doesn't really feel like the most important thing. Oh,
Just watches
he
them
was thinking about that.
TP away.
He wanted to cancel one of them, I think.
Yeah, it was just very well timed that both of them were leaving at exactly the same time. Synchronized TPing coming out.
I think you're right about replacing the BKB. I think Ursa is going to want to do that at some point. They don't really have much of an answer to the BKB on the Dire team, except, again, Larendor's ult, which puts out a lot of damage even through BKB.
Yep, they've got the Hyperstone up on the bear now, so that's looking towards an AC. Speculative Arrow from Mirana. Of course, we do have the Assault, not the Abyssal Blade coming out on Ursa, so that's going to really rip through Sven. He's just going to be able to sit there and do nothing as Ursa pounds on him.
And still no halberds, nothing like this coming out on the Dire. There is another Yule's on its way on the Lina, which I kind of like, because if you can delay the team fight long enough... Oh, arrow onto Bassoon.
I mean, I think maybe you try and get a halberd on just the lone druid himself, not the bear.
They need more vision for this. Dust came out too late on top lane. They wasted a BKB charge, a Stormhammer, and a Dust.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They just need a sentry there permanently.
Yeah, they've got both lanes pushed up, so with that pressure they're going to have to try and defend 2 lanes at a time. And of course Larendor can't really use the Ghost to push back, he wants to hang on to that in case he needs to fight off an Ursa.
Death Prophet with a Mithril Hammer now. Is this perhaps building into a BKB of her own? Again, that doesn't really feel like their problem
Dire's
here.
middle tower.
A lot of damage on this mid tower. Well, they get the glimpse back in. Just the puck.
Be enough to
Gonna
pick up
melt
the
there.
puck. That's going to reduce some of the pressure they're feeling.
Larendor wants to use this ult though. They've popped the Mirana ult.
They've popped Larendor's ult as well.
Dire's
Yeah, and
that's,
these ghosts aren't going to do much. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, that's going to make them feel a little bit more secure in pushing in. We do have a gem coming out though, going to Bassoon.
They've made a beeline.
Yeah, I
Bottom tower.
assume Bassoon is
Well.
not going to be the carrier of this.
The gem is just going to hang around on Coco the
Yeah,
courier.
going to Sven. What a lovely courier that is.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Again, not super convinced that Gus is the right carrier for the gem here.
Nope. I think you should put it on the bear. Ursa
Yeah.
picking up Roche yet again. Or leaving
that's-
the Aegis. It's going to Mirana, so they just abandon the cheese.
Okay, cheese for Jakiro. Alright. The least significant hero at the moment, but... Are they going to TP to this bot lane?
They've made a beeline for Radiant's
Looking like they
bottom
maybe
tower.
want to try and fight across.
Oh,
The wraparound by Mirana
This.
and the Ursa.
Have they seen Mirana? And he's going to see her now. But they're already fighting around the Roche pit. They need to nuke down these supports right now, because if Ursa turns up, this is going to go to hell in a handbasket very quick. Yule's up on Ursa, but he's invisible now. BKB popped. Something stolen. Arrow's going to connect on Lina.
The root delaying
Rubik.
Ursa a little bit as they try to retreat.
Rubik has the Guna Blade. I think it's going to come out right now to finish off this Lina. There
Yep.
we go.
Kill secured there on the Lina.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing more satisfying. Yule's up on
looks
Gus.
like-
He is going down. And there goes the gem. Who's going to pick it up? No one's
Puck
picked it up
racing
yet.
forward to pin them forward.
They actually popped the Aegis with the ghosts. He just hung around for too long, tanked too much of the damage.
As you see that Ursa trying to fight onto the ghost, just can't do it.
Yeah, Larendor, everyone needs to be protecting this guy right now, because these ghosts are their main teamfight damage output. Look at Mirana melt to these ghosts. She needs to get out right now or she's going to be dead. Glimpse back in. I think she falls here. Crypt Swarm takes her
Yep,
out.
picks up both the Mirana and the Jakiro. They're chasing them
Gem
down.
still on the deck.
They really need that gem up on that bear.
Oof, nice team fight. It was a shame they didn't get Ursa in the midst of all of that, but
Yeah, if they had the gem on the bear, they probably could have at least taken out that Rubik, if not the Ursa.
just ridiculous damage coming out from Larendor's
I'm
ult.
still
Really the key.
amazed that they've managed to just not lose racks, like even just with this tower still stand. Glimpse on the Ursa drags him back into the Disrupt roll.
Oh. Can they get him? They get the cheeky route. I think he's on his way out now. Larendor picks up a Desolator.
I think that's a good pick.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I like this
any
a lot.
way to do damage to this level 25 Ursa that's just running roughshod across their team.
Hex on the Death Prophet. Yule's phase shifts the LSA. Lovely play from the puck, but they still want this Ursa.
Yeah, they just don't
You can
care
see
about
him, the
the guy.
gems. The gem on the bear?
No, the gem is
Maybe the biggest kill of the game. Right there.
Up on the
gem is
Death
actually on
Prophet,
the Prophet and
which is
yeah,
I think that's a solid
fair
pick as
choice.
well.
Well, that
Doesn't
would be an
manage to
absolute
feint
crucial
shift
kill
that
there.
Stormhammer. The root comes out as well. A bit of a
Buyback
waste
is
of a
available on the
BKB,
Ursa.
I think, there. But it's on 4 as it is, so it doesn't matter at this point.
And I think they're going to force this buyback here. There we go.
There it comes. Arrow comes out on the Lone Druid, stunning him for a good long while.
And the problem is, Ursa is extremely scary right now, Peter, but he's also level 25 and he's almost 6 slotted, so if he can't win them the game now, once this Sven catches up, because Sven's been kept down for most of this game, AC out on the bear, Sven completes Daedalus, and then this Ursa is not going to be such a big problem anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Ursa does now. Except
think
just save for
maybe-
buyback.
You sell the Shadowblade, I think, at this point, and look for something else.
Yeah, the gem's out. You don't really need the Shadowblade anymore. If we look at the
And-
experience and Goldcraft, the experience sliding in the way of the Dire, they've brought it back quite significant.
Yeah, that is a obscene gold difference.
It's
A
like-
little bit. I mean, at 50 minutes, 10k gold difference is not as big a deal, but still surprised it's so significant.
Bear v Bear here. Oh, the Mariner gets picked up into the Static Storm.
Eee, Stormhammer finishing the story off. Stun out on the Ursa Laguna Blade as well. He can't die here. Pops the BKB. Gus is going to melt, but the bear is still here. Does Larendor have his ult? 20 seconds off still.
Oh, Bassoon goes down to the Illusory Orb.
Oh, this is an awkward fight. I think Ursa's going to get racks here. Larendor just needs to hold off in time for the ult. 10 more seconds. But he can't do this on his own. He needs someone else there to distract while his ult does the damage. Buyback
If only they
disrupted. This
had
could
the
be
bear
key.
back on the Lone Druid.
Here comes the Larendor ult. He knows the Ingi's coming in. They want to protect these racks. Ursa
They've
has
lost
to get out
one.
right now.
First
Jumps
racks of the
back
game
in
goes
from the
down.
Rubik. 4 stuff out from the kinetic field. Oh,
They'll
nice
manage to
shield.
grab a
Rubik is gonna
Rubik
go
at least.
down. Yeah, I don't think that's enough. I think they needed more from this.
They're just desperately trying to buy time for this Lone Druid and the Sven to just get a little bit bigger. They just really need more items on that Sven. The Sven is just sitting so underfarmed and unhappy. Rubik almost getting close to out-farming him.
Yeah, and the problem is he's building damage rather than tank, and Ursa knows that he can just focus this guy down.
Yeah, he's got an Abyssal, it doesn't matter. He can have all the damage in the world, but if you're disarmed for a good few seconds, or just stunned in fact, then there's nothing you can do.
Death Prophet completes the Bloodstone. That's alright, she's basically unkillable as long as she's not the only person left alive, as she was in that team fight. So if the ordering of things are a little bit different, the ult's back up in 30 seconds. If Ursa has to go through Sven and the Lone Druid, and Larendor's ult is popped, I think they win the team fight. But
I think honestly, Bloodstone was the wrong pickup for Death Prophet. I think she probably should have gone for a refresher, just so that threat
Yeah.
of the exorcism was always there, or at
Yeah,
least
I would
there
have liked
twice
that
as
as well.
much.
absolutely, yeah, I think that would have been a great pickup. Still no sentry wards down here. They are popping observers, but... Oh, Mirana. Arrow gonna fly,
Manages
connects
to
on
get the
Larendor.
Death Prophet.
Ursa's walking in, thinks twice.
They get a
walk back
root
out
off.
again, and he's been rooted. Are they going to follow up on this? Larendor.
They do have the
rips
ult.
one
The
out,
ult
he
comes
pops the
out.
ghost. Oh, they've committed now. They've got to make something of this. Can Gus get in range for a stun?
That was the wrong hero.
Mirana, not really the kill they wanted.
Not the kill they're going to get either, as she managed to get away under Shadow.
Ursa's thinking about looping back here. No, wisely moves off. An unfortunate use of the ult, down again for another 75 seconds.
And that's why you need that refresher up, I think.
Yeah, like you say, it's about the threat as much as anything else.
They've got sentries now, looking out for that Ursa, sneaking up.
The problem is, it feels like all of their heroes are hoping that their other team members are going to distract for them, right? Gus has got this Daedalus, so he
Here they
can
come
do
to finish
crits.
off those mid lane racks,
Look at that Rax.
and they just melt.
Yules and Stormhammer, not a good combo.
But a great just entrapment by Bassoon there. Not enough
Gus
to...
going one-on-one with Ursa, he can't do it. No ult from Larendor for another 28 seconds. Gus is down and Ursa's coming back. They are finishing off these other heroes, but Ursa is going to clean up. Lina dropping in a couple of swipes. Oh, not down yet. Actually, Ursa's wasting time by running after him here.
Manages to survive. Oh no, don't go
Yules
back
down.
in! Oh, so they
Ursa
just play
double
Yules
Yules.
tennis. Ursa
Where is
forced
Ingi?
to run away. Ingi looking for that
Oh
pop.
man, I don't like this, Ingi.
Oh,
need to get out,
Ursa's
buddy.
coming.
Hex up. This is one dead lone druid. And I think Larendor's going to be tempted
Oh,
to come
that's
in
the
here with
luckiest route.
the ult. I really hope Larendor doesn't pop the ult here. Yep, okay. So, oh,
Well,
do they kill him here? I think he's happy to walk out. Oh, look at this damage. If he can just follow him for long enough.
Tower is under attack.
running into that creep wave with that puck though.
Yeesh. Yeah, this is unfortunate. Again, another unfortunate ult from Larendor. it
He's
looks like you
starting
might
to
get
get
your
towards slotting that bear up. Sitting on an AC and a basher now as well, in addition to that radiant.
Okay, fantastic. So the bear, again, a bit tankier. This AC is going to benefit everyone. Obviously, Ursa does put out an insane amount of damage, but the AC is at least going to help a little bit. And also, Larendor sitting on an Oblivion Staff, I think this can only be a refresher, so you might get your wish.
It has to be. I hope the game goes... I mean, I'm wishing for an even longer game, but I hope they do get to the point where they get to use...
Yeah, looking at net worth right now, Ingi is beginning to creep up that chart, and so is Sven, actually overtaking Mirana now. Oh,
Oh, that's an overextend
Kitty.
maybe by Disruptor.
Rubik absolutely destroyed, but Disruptor's going to melt in turn. Root on Ursa, dropping quite low. Macropire comes out. Starfall just fencing with their abilities
Oh, and
here.
Roche comes up just as they have to run.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. Jakiro is out. Did they see the Roche?
They must have, unless that
Yeah, they're
Jakiro
going
is
back for it
blind.
now, I think. They're
Yeah,
going back
they've
for it now.
successfully chased them off. I have no idea that it's up.
But
Although
they've got
they
the
do have
vision
the
going
ward
into
there,
the pit.
but it's going to
Yeah,
be over
so-
so quickly that...
Yeah, I don't think they've got a chance to do anything here. They know that they can take Ursa down in a team fight, but I'd be very surprised if Ursa doesn't take the Aegis this time, because...
I walks away, he doesn't need it.
Again!
To the Radiant.
Mirana is just too squishy, I think. Not a good choice. I like the cheese on Puck, though, especially with the Lincolns as well now.
I think, yeah, you really just want to... Even maybe just sell that BKB. No, sell the Shadow Blade, give them the Aegis, and then you just run in and win the game, because they've got nothing that could kill Ursa twice.
Yep. I think it's a real mistake putting it on the Mirana. She's finished off the Mjolnir now, but she's just not doing much, it feels like. And okay, this is it. All or nothing now. Kinetic Field, Aegis has been popped, Larendor's ult coming, and there's nothing else to take
Oh,
it up.
look at Ursa
Ursa
meltdown.
is melting. Now it's time for Mirana. Can she get back? Instant buyback from the Ursa, but what is Ursa planning on doing? Oh, he's got boots of travel. He's coming right back into this fight.
Oh, he's
He
coming
TPing
straight back to
into
mid.
lane.
He's looking for
is
Gus.
here. What can they do here? Larendor's come back off. He has got the gem. He's going to spot out both of these heroes. And... oh, this is so close here. Very aggressive buyback and TP in from the Ursa. He's going to catch out Ingi now. Fury swipes, melting him in a matter of
Larendor's got the
seconds.
recipe and the Oblivion staff sit for the refresh wall, sitting on the courier.
Team killing spree.
Not quite sure what he's intending to do with it. And GG is called.
Really? I assume that means they have no buyback. Yeah. So ultimately the buybacks that cost them there, because it felt like that game could still have gone either way right to the end here.
Middle tower is under attack.
But with no buyback to save them, these towers melt, and
Dire's middle
a really close game right to the end, I think.
It looks like they're
Yeah, it was. I was amazed. We called it completely wrong from the beginning. Is that Ursa just decisive throughout?
gone. Dire's bottom tower is under siege.
Yeah, hard to say
Structures now that they are fortified.
what it came down to, because again, you still feel like they had the better draft overall, but maybe just never got the chance to enact it, I guess.
Radiant victory.
Well, well played from the Radiant there. A shaky start, but they stabilised it.
Yeah, just a masterclass in Ursa play there, really.
Yeah, an extremely scary hero, and they just didn't develop an answer to it in time.
Alright, well that will be another game of That's Dota. I've been Peter,
I've been Mike.
and we'll